Hi YouTube, Abby here with a new series coming at you called Right Hero but the Wrong Nerf, and that is going to be a new series going forward on this channel. You are more than welcome to leave your hero suggestions for me to talk about down below. It's going to be a community project between me and you. You guys will tell me a hero that deserved to get nerfed but they got the wrong nerf, and we're going to talk about it, and then on that video we're going to discuss it because that's what we do. We love Overwatch, we love talking about it. We call out the goods, the bads, the uglies, and now we're gonna call out somebody who's very ugly. JK, he's a little handsome. It is everybody's favorite low elo destroyer himself, Junkrat. Now, Junkrat post season 9 was in a very awkward spot. Things weren't really working out for him. The new HP pools and breakpoints had really hurt him. However, progressively as the seasons had gone on, we had eventually changed some of the things about Junkrat in order to help him out. Now, to keep things a little bit more simple, the biggest changes that really helped Junkrat out was the fact that a bunch of mobile heroes went down to 225 HP, which makes it easier for Junkrat to duel them. And number two, he got a lot of tender love and care in some places within his weapon and the rest of his kit. Now again, I'm trying to do this in a summary way because I kind of just want to get to the problem. So what happened once we hit the 225 HP pool era of post season 9? Well, it started to bring in some problems for Junkrat. Now remember, post season 9 did see the increase in projectile sizes, and one of the things that did lead into a problematic situation for low elo specifically was because Junkrat now has the bigger balls. That means he's going to spam down the choke even harder than before, and the chances of those balls hitting you are going to be even stronger than before. So what type of complaints for Junkrat were being seen all over the Overwatch Reddit, forum, etc, etc? A lot of people were complaining about Junkrat's balls. So of course, what Blizzard decides to do is nerf the concussion mine, which is the wrong area to nerf him. Now the question might be, well, Abby, you're talking a lot about Junkrat's balls, but you're not actually telling us why, you know, the concussion mine nerf is wrong. My viewer, you are 100% correct. For some reason, I'm obsessed with Junkrat's balls, but now we're going to talk about his concussion mine. Thank you for the heads up. The concussion mine is a problematic situation because it is actually the one area in Junkrat's kit, arguably, where it is the highest skill ceiling he has. Now, what determines an ability having a high skill ceiling? You could say it's in the way it's used, in the way it interacts with the environment, in the way it interacts with different characters, how the different characters can interact with it. I actually want to just talk about in general what high skill ceiling means in Overwatch, but we'll do that in a future video. So, Junkrat says concussion mine was one of the biggest enablers for a lot of different and fun Junkrat-like shenanigans to do. It allowed the hero a very unique style in a way for you to express yourself. Yes, you could still do the low elo tried and true playstyle, which is spam down the choke, throw a concussion mine, use it to secure a kill. Okay, somebody walks up to you, use the concussion mine combos to confirm a kill. Those were fine, but a lot of the Junkrat enthusiasts, Junkrat specialists, shout outs to Acid Queen and shout outs to 𝐒𝐿𝐿. These two inspired me to actually pick up and learn Junkrat. Check out their channels and stuff if you haven't done already. Fantastic Junkrat content creators and very good comrades of mine in the battlefield for the Junkrat war. So basically, the point here is the concussion mine allowed you to do a lot of different things with Junkrat and express yourself and your unique playstyles. Blizzard, when approaching the Junkrat situation, had only looked at the complaints of what low elo players were complaining about. Now, this Junkrat problem has actually persisted in the game for a few years now. It was even here before 5v5 and even in 6v6. I remember because I've coached a lot of players in 6v6 and they would always say things like, well, Junkrat is a big problem in gold and silver, and you know, from there I would give them my advice and things like that. And the thing is why nerf concussion mine? It is the wrong area to nerf Junkrat's kit. You know what? I don't even need to talk about concussion mine. Let's talk about the spam playstyle. The problem with the spam playstyle is in low elo, a lot of people don't understand how to do two things. Number one, respect your pick, which is like the hero that you're playing. And number two, actually understand how to take positioning on a map or how to better pace themselves or act appropriately against certain hero compositions. Because of this, what happens is Junkrat says spam down a choke playstyle is very easy to get value out of, is because people are just turning their brains off, walking into the choke and getting their heads completely blown off by Junkrat's balls. Now the problem is when you nerf concussion mine, you didn't actually address the problem that's there in low elo. you're actually, for some strange reason, killing off or making the character clunky from this POV of this one area in his kit that's actually like mostly agreed upon in the community that, yeah, this is fine, like this is okay, it's not really a problem. People have problems with Junkrat's balls. So what we don't understand is why wasn't the balls dealt with appropriately? Now the question is, well, Abby, how would you nerf Junkrat? What do you think is the smart way to approach him? Actually, most of his kit in the current day environment doesn't feel necessarily that bad numbers-wise, so it's okay to leave the numbers where they are. However, I can't deny that even as somebody who has been learning Junkrat, I actually recently realized that there's a lot of kills that I shouldn't be getting. I have to be fair. You guys know I do my level best to be fair. I do my level best to be as reasonable as I possibly can. And there are a lot of moments that I can't deny, even to my Junkrat enjoyers out there. There's sometimes where I see my projectile, I see my balls, and I realize that, oh my god, even though they don't touch the face of the other person, they've died to those balls because the invisible hitbox has connected with them. So the weird thing here is we want to try to make those balls feel a little bit more accurate in the way that the visual information is being conveyed to both players. This would actually help reduce the frustration in low elo, where low elo players, all they like to do is open up their forums and complain that, oh my god, Junkrat's balls are in my face, please get them away from me. So this is what we're trying to tackle. The number one thing that needs to be done in order to make Junkrat feel healthy and fun again is revert the cooldown nerf that they had given him. It's okay, you can even increase the range or something of when the fall off of that concussion mine's damage starts, so you have to be pinpoint accurate, so it's only really good for doing damage at super close range when he's dueling somebody. Even that is okay if they want to compensate nerf it that way. Alternatively, or alongside it, the way to then change him is to actually reduce the size of his balls just a little bit in the grenade launcher, okay? I think that is the area where you touch Junkrat and then you leave the character alone. I think Junkrat is a very fun character. I think the fact that he is very popular in low elo says a lot to his design, that yes, he's very easy to pick up, but another fun thing about him is he has a decently, maybe I wouldn't necessarily say super high skill ceiling in the way he's interacting in the game, but I would definitely say it's high enough to where you can consider respecting the players that put in the time. When I see a lot of the Junkrat players do their crazy shenanigans and the way they're predicting the arches of the grenades and all this type of stuff, I can't help but feel that, damn, that is the coolest thing I've ever seen. And that's kind of what I wish we would exaggerate in Overwatch more, that we would see people pushing their characters to the absolute skill ceiling limit and get value from the characters, rather than just, okay, we've enable the most brain dead playstyle, so just use the brain dead playstyle and get value. But that's just not fun, that's just not enjoyable. People love learning things that they play. I recently got into League of Legends a few months back. I know, greatest mistake of my life, but also the most beautiful mistake of my life, because I just, at least a little bit of what was happening in that game, I realized there's a bit of skill ceiling to a lot of the way that you can play your characters, and there's a lot of text, and it just made me remember how much I miss the original competitive Overwatch experience. And sadly, I've stepped away from playing competitive Overwatch for a while now, for a plethora of reasons that we've discussed before on this channel. I might do it again. But it's something that if we can continue this hero design philosophy, that we would rather put power in the skill ceiling of the characters rather than put power in the skill floor, it will make a lot of characters a lot more fun and interesting and dynamic to play. For example, 𝐒𝐈𝐈 is another character who kind of fell into this problem, where rather than just buffing 𝐒𝐈𝐈's weapon and resource management and the way you play with her in regards to that, they decide to kind of nerf and just fine-tune that area of her weapon, and then decide to put a lot of power in her pylon. But the pylon is the most boring and uninteresting part of her kit, and it's the most frustrating part of playing against 𝐒𝐈𝐈. So if the community fundamentally agrees that, oh, it'll be a lot more fun to play this character if you can design it this way, leaning in this direction, rather than going away from the, auto I play the game for you ability, it'll just be a lot more fun. The auto I play for you abilities have become a little bit more prominent now. Lifeweaver has a lot of it going on in his kit. 𝐒𝐈𝐈's pylon is a thing. There's a lot of different things in the game. Torbjorn's turret has been kind of, soft buffed over time to be in a very interesting spot. And, Hazard does have it with his spikes, where they do a good amount of damage, especially if you're in a 1v1 with him. They can catch you off guard. So it's just some food for thought that I just wanted to share with you guys. Now, that brings me to my question. How would you guys nerf Junkrat? Would you completely neuter his balls from his grenade launcher? Or do you think the concussion mine nerf was actually the right thing to do? Now again, bear in mind that whenever we approach balance in this channel, we don't want to gutter characters. That is never my aim. I know I'm a Genji main, and the same thing I say for Genji as well. A lot of people think that I want Genji to be Giga broken. That is not true. I want Genji to be in a healthy spot where, you know, he has good power in the kit, he has weaknesses, those weaknesses can be exploited on bad players, and the people that are playing Genji to the skill ceiling are doing crazy things with him and being rewarded for it. So I see Junkrat the same way as well. I see Hanzo and Pharah the same way as well. I see characters like Soldier 76 and Sojourn like this too. So they're just so interesting and fun to me. Anyways, everybody, that's going to be it for this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Did you enjoy the first episode of Did you enjoy the first episode of Right Hero, Wrong Nerf? If you enjoyed it, I'll be doing more of these a lot sooner than you think, and we can start talking about a lot more characters, and we will also revisit the characters in the future if changes have been done over time that we don't agree with. So it might not be the only time we'll see Junkrat here. Maybe we'll revisit Junkrat in this area once more. With that being said, guys, hope you enjoyed the new episode. I will see you guys in the next video.